Hi everybody, I'm David Huddleston with Listen Up in Colorado Springs. Today's tech tip is going to be on design and furniture specifically. We're going to talk about some of the differences that you need to look for when you're shopping for furniture or entertainment centers, other ways to put your equipment into something so that it works properly. There's a few things you want to look for, and I'll show you some examples of it. We need to look for the right depth. We need to look for ventilation. We also want to look at the height where the components are going to fit in. And then we also want to make sure that there's no obstructions within the cabinet that might prevent a center channel from fitting in, that might prevent the cables from exiting the back or the bottom properly. And we're going to talk about that. Specifically, I'm going to show you some examples of Salamander and TechCraft, both of which work very well for us, and I would recommend them. We have examples of them in all of our stores. They work very well in the things I just mentioned. Okay, so what we have here is a piece of TechCraft, and they're a company that builds furniture specifically for home theater and music. A couple things you might notice when you're looking at this piece compared to something you'd see at a regular furniture store. We have glass doors that allows your remote to work through the door and control your components. We have a spot for a center channel if you're going to use it in a home theater application. If you look down here in the bottom, we actually have, the bottom shelf has 4 large slots through the bottom that allow for proper ventilation. And with heat rising, the best place to have that ventilation is in the bottom of the cabinet. The bottom of the cabinet is going to allow fresh air to come in. In the back of this cabinet, there's also large holes where cables and excess heat can also exit. The piece of Salamander that we have wall mounted, you can see that it's flush up against the wall, it's off the ground. The nice thing about this cabinet is that Salamander built the right depth. Most AV components and stereo components are between 17 and 19 inches deep. This cabinet, it's just over 20 inches deep on the inside, and you can see with the AV receiver in here. We have the cables connected to the back. It's got enough room in there that it can be close enough to the front where you can grab the holes, or grab the knobs, yet far enough in that the knob doesn't hit the door. And that's a pretty common problem with entertainment centers, is that when you close the door, the knob can hit it, and that's a depth problem. The other nice thing about the Salamander is underneath here there's ventilation, so even though it's against the wall and it's completely enclosed, we have plenty of ventilation.